Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so excited for us to begin this next project. We're going to be kind of continuing on with the idea of self-portraits, but in a way that has a little twist to it. So today our objective is that students will discuss the artist Rene Magritte and his self-portrait artworks, and then we're going to do some brainstorming and sketching for ideas for our final self-portrait artwork. So it'll make more sense when we look a little bit about what we're going to be doing. But the artist that we're focusing on for this project, his name is Rene Magritte. Sometimes with an artist, we just call them by their last names, which is Magritte. So Magritte was born in Belgium in the year 1898, so he was alive quite a long time ago, and he was a surrealist painter. So the style of art that we're going to be studying for this assignment is called surrealism. Surrealism is art that is kind of imaginary, or that is something that looks like it came out of a dream. So sometimes when we dream, we think of really crazy things, and they like to incorporate that or use that in surrealist artworks. So what Magritte would do, his goal with his art is that he wanted people to look at ordinary things in different ways. So he would draw things where they didn't usually belong. For example, in this artwork, everything in this artwork is something that actually exists in real life. I see a room, a fireplace, a train, a mirror, some candlesticks, a clock. Nothing, like none of the objects in that artwork are too crazy, but the way that they are existing together is not something that we see in real life. So we wouldn't see a train just kind of coming out of the side of our wall like that. So even though everything in this painting is a real object, the way that they are together and what's happening is not something real. So that is an example of surrealism. Magritte also liked to play around with the space of his objects. So normally our sky is the furthest thing away from us, but here Magritte made it look like it's in front of the horse and the person, and part of the leg is going in and out of the trees. We know that couldn't really happen in real life. He can change the size and the colors of the object. So here we have a really big bird that is kind of just like the outline of that. And again, everything in here is something that's real. There's an eye, a nose, a mouth, a hot air balloon, all real things, but we wouldn't look out our window and see those kind of just floating in the sky like that. So those are some great examples of surrealism by Magritte. And he continued that idea of surrealism when he created portraits and self-portraits. So he drew people and himself, but he always made something look a little bit different. And you guessed it, the thing that he makes look a little bit different is the face. Instead of including a face, he always covers the faces up with an object. So every other part of this person looked how they did in real life. Our fashion might have changed a little bit, but this person was really wearing that hat, holding the umbrella, wearing that dress, the gloves, the purse. That's how her hair looked. But instead of drawing her eyes and nose and mouth, they are covered up with flowers. This is a self-portrait of Magritte. He was famous for always wearing that hat called a bowler hat, and he always wore a long black jacket and a shirt and tie. And in this one, he covered his face up with an apple. Here we see Magritte again. We know it's him because we see the same jacket and hat and shirt and tie. And here his face is covered up with a bird. So we're going to be doing a similar idea for our assignment. We're going to be creating a Magritte-inspired self-portrait. So we're going to draw ourselves how we look in real life, but instead of drawing our faces, we're going to be covering them up with an object. But we want the object to be something that can tell the viewer a little bit more about us. So we're going to try to think today of things that we like, maybe a hobby, an interest, a favorite movie, favorite book, show, animal, pizza, whatever you're kind of interested in, and using that as the object to cover up our face. Some student examples that we'll quickly flip through to maybe give you some ideas. This person did a video game. You can do a favorite candy bar, a favorite sport. This person did a softball. And again, the rest of the artwork looks how this person looked in real life, but their face is covered up by an object. The object can be big or small. You can have more than one object. There can be objects in your background. And so that's what we're going to work on today, just thinking of what that object could be. We're going to think of 5 things, choose your favorite 3, think about how you can draw them, and then our goal is to have our favorite 1 by the end of class. So I'll show you some more tips in our next video on how to brainstorm, and I will see you there.